What lives at the end of this road that protected Glasgow in World War II but was officially a secret until the 1990s? Find out on this episode of Astonishing Glasgow. On this episode, we're in the south side of Glasgow between Castlemilk and Carnbooth in an area known as the Netherton Braes. Today we're on our way to the remains of the Carnbooth anti-aircraft battery. If you want to visit the site for yourself, you can park your car at the new Lynn Cemetery extension, or you can take a bus, a number 31 heading for Carnbooth, and get off at the top of Carnbooth Road. I myself am a glutton for punishment, so I chose to cycle. From here you have a few options. I chose to follow the unpaved road, cause I had the bike with me, but you can walk through the cemetery and then across the grassland, or follow the line of the woods. Just keep making sure you're heading in the direction of the communication tower, that way you can't go wrong. After about a kilometre, or just over half a mile in old money, you will arrive at the entrance to the site, but before navigating the big pile of, let's call it silage, have a look in the field opposite to the entrance. Not much evidence left other than some brick foundations, but this is where the accommodation barracks for the site were situated. As I head into the site, and start to regret not wearing boots, it's time for some history. This site was first constructed in 1939. With the outbreak of World War II, Britain's key industrial sites needed protecting from German aircraft attack. In Glasgow, a network of 34 of these aircraft gun sites were built to form the Clyde anti-aircraft defences. Combined, these sites would give an early warning of attack and provide defence for the people and industry in and around the city of Glasgow and the Clyde Valley. This site was armed with four 4.5-inch guns. These were mounted in the centre of each of these enclosures, and in a few of them the mounting bolts and swivel pin in the centre can still be seen. Around the guns would be shell stores to hold the ammunition, and each gun would have its own generator housed within these buildings, with the electric cables passing through this trench in the floor. This building was the command post on the site, and this is where enemy aircraft positions would be marked and plotted on a map. It is unusual to think of what was happening inside these buildings and how important they were when you see the condition of them now. I bet at one point there was a commanding officer demanding these rooms were spotlessly clean at all times. At the back of this command post are these two enclosures. From what I can tell, the concrete post would have held a high-powered set of binoculars, and the area to the left would have housed range-finding equipment. And then there's this enclosure, which, let's call that the smallest room. You know, the one with the ceramic throne. The last two parts of the original site would have been the two main ammunition stores. This is where we start to find out why this site was a secret until the 1990s. These two blocks that stand here now are where the 1939 stores would have been, but these are not from 1939. Unlike the rest of the Clyde anti-aircraft sites, which were abandoned at the end of the war, Carnbooth was repurposed in the 1950s to become part of the Rotor anti-air defence system. These sites would form part of the UK early warning system and defences in the event of an attack from the Soviet Union during the Cold War. As well as rebuilding the ammunition stores, the 1950s alterations also saw two new buildings being built to the south of the World War II site. The building at the top of the hill was home to the computer room, as well as the pigeon that was sitting there waiting to scare the willies out of me as I walked in. Being the 1950s, this whole room probably housed a computer as powerful as my phone, and I've got a Nokia 3210. The other 1950s building just down the hill from here is the engine room and generator. Just like the rest of the site, there's not much of this left. As it stands now, the whole site is in a fairly advanced stage of dereliction. It doesn't help that parts were demolished and holes drilled in walls for a proposed paintball venue in the early 2000s that never opened. As you leave the site, there is one other point of interest that relates to World War II. If you follow the tree line back towards the cemetery as you leave, hidden in the trees is this bomb crater. Now, if you do choose to visit for yourself, please take care. Don't go alone, let somebody know where you're going, and wear sturdy shoes, as there's a lot of broken glass, barbed wire and other detritus on the site that could easily puncture your foot. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, then please hit that like and subscribe button. For more pictures, and if you want to get in touch, you will find Astonishing Glasgow on Facebook and Instagram, and look out for the next episode of Astonishing Glasgow right here, where hopefully I'll get better, because this is my first time trying this. We'll see. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Oh yeah, you might like some of these videos as well. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.